Welcome to Media Kit. 20 improvements to Watch Dogs Legion that should have been there in the first place. For context, I think Watch Dogs Legion is a great game. I finished it 3 times, clocking around 400 hours. I believe many of the underwhelmed reviews for this game concentrated mostly on the story progression, which, unfortunately, is the weakest part of the game. But the sandbox is fantastic. My first playthrough was hard difficulty. Not that hard. All female operatives, non-lethal weapons, and permadeath turned off. My second playthrough was hard difficulty, men and women, non-lethal weapons, and permadeath turned on. My third playthrough was hard difficulty, only Clan Kelly members, and guns out. Permadeath turned on. Personal rules for this round: use no cars unless stolen from Clan Kelly or the police. Only motorcycles. And scooters count. This is not a glitch list. These are not intended to be catastrophic reprogramming changes. These are small changes based on the mechanics already in the game that should have been integrated from the start. In no particular order. Changes like, number 1, show which pasteup locations have been visited. There is an achievement for doing a pasteup at every pasteup location. But if I try to earn it, I find the map shows every location I've discovered, but the icon doesn't change, even after I've completed it. So if I'm a completionist, I want to know if I've discovered a location but not pasted up at it. There's no way to find out except by visiting that location. Similarly, there's an achievement for drinking a beer at every bar and completing a darts game at every board. No help from the map. I mean, when I pick up tech points or money or masks, their icons disappear from the map. Just an icon color change would be very helpful. Or maybe this. Number 2. Gadget switching via the mouse wheel in neutral areas. Every operative on the team carries a gadget selected by the player. I can change it at any time unless inside a red zone where I'm stuck with my choice until I leave the hostile area. Outside a red zone, I can switch them out all I want, except it's kind of a chore. For example, my operatives never carry the spider bot because I have more fun infiltrating with my team than infiltrating with a remote-controlled regenerating toy. But I'd frequently encounter pickups that can only be reached with the spider bot, so I'd have to switch gadgets. Since the game is allowing gadget switching anyway, why not just let me scroll through them with the mouse wheel, like I already can when special characters carry 2 gadgets. Number 3. Teammates should act like teammates in the field. After building a team, I can still only play one character at a time. It's common to run into the others throughout the city, crossing streets, whatever. But team members recruited from the Clan Kelly gang or the Albion security force will show up in or near red zones and they will act hostile, just like any other NPC. But they're on my crew now. They're members of DeadSec. They should at least behave neutrally. But it would be awesome if they actually contributed to the cause. Offer an ammo reload, or maybe just a helpful hint. I'm tired of being attacked by my own people. Number 4. More mask variety. Okay, this is a small one, but I think half the masks are lame or ugly. Fine, right? Use the other half. Except there aren't that many because a bunch of them are just skins on the same model. Both the ones I like and the ones I don't like. Is more mask variety really that hard? I mean, when the game features something like 30 different vehicle models, how hard is it to make a few more creative masks? How about a scuba snorkel or a welder's mask? Number 5. Do something with the train bridge. So my favorite thing about Watch Dogs Legion is the sandbox city. And on a whim, I explored this abandoned train bridge to see what was there. And it was an abandoned train bridge. But it's big. Most buildings they don't want you going into, you can't go into. But this massive enclosed structure is nothing more than a massive enclosed structure. You could have put anything in there. An Albion restricted zone, a Clan Kelly restricted zone, some tech or money drops, wasted space, and a disappointing exploration. Number 6. Make the pedestrians a little more durable. That's all. Sometimes I just bump into a pedestrian, and boom, they're out. Injured and on their way to the hospital. I mean, when my people can survive this... Pedestrians should be able to get up from this. On that subject, number 7. Let medics help injured people. In Watch Dogs 2, spectators would call ambulances for injured people. Paramedics would revive them by clapping their hands. Lame, but hey, it's not a paramedic sim game, right? Well, it could be. Watch Dogs Legion has drivable ambulances, at least 5 hospitals, and lots of paramedics and doctors which I can play as. Watch Dogs 1 awarded points when Aiden Pierce stopped crimes. Let doctors and paramedics help people, at least when I'm playing one. And when I'm not playing as a paramedic, number 8, let me help injured people by finding them a medic, or hospital, or ambulance. What? The game's not about that? Well then what's the game about? Delivering parcels? Playing darts? Juggling soccer balls? Drinking? Bare knuckle fighting? Guiding spider bots through old wooden clock towers? 'Cause the game managed to be about all of those things. In a game where relationships are generated and tracked between NPCs, and stopping a beating earns brownie points with NPCs and their relatives, it sure would be nice to be able to help people by getting them medical aid. A whole minigame could be made out of helping injured people, including the ones I accidentally hurt. Throw them in the back seat of a car, get them to a hospital. If I can transfer them to an ambulance, I get more time, and their survival chances go up. It would have been a lot more fun than parcel delivery. Number 9. Long timeouts on injured crew. Like, really long. Legion has a permadeath mode. It can be turned off. If it's off, killed team members are only arrested or hospitalized, and playable again in 60 minutes or so. Not only is this short timeout a lame punishment for screwing up, but the game also provides recruitable police, lawyers, barristers, and doctors to mitigate the timeout period of lost operatives. I say make it 12 hours. Give those operatives time to heal. It's not like I don't have 20 more recruits I can play instead. What is the point of taking away an operative and having an entire team if you're just going to return that operative in the next 5 seconds? At least make long timeouts a game setting between permadeath and not permadeath. Number 10. Make me rescue my arrested operatives. This list is unranked, but this might be my top request. If a team member is arrested, they return after a cooldown period, same as with injuries. But do you know what Watch Dogs London already has a bunch of? Functional detention facilities with working cells. Like just a ton of them. And there's already a mechanic where I have to occasionally rescue people from these cells and escort them to safety. All that is already in the game. So why am I waiting for arrested team members to get let out? I should be rescuing them. I should have to rescue every single recruit I lose to arrest, and if I don't rescue them, I don't get them back. And speaking of rescuing people, number 11, don't finish rescues at the curb. All rescues in Watch Dogs Legion conclude when I escort the detainee across the street from where they were held captive.
Looks like you avoided them.
Good news. Your friend was kidnapped and they are fine now.
Make it funner. Yes, that's a word. Make me get in a car. Make me drive to a drop-off. Have someone chase me. Make me have to shoot out the tires. Make me have to switch vehicles.
Suspect is out of the vehicle.
Or do a getaway jump. The mechanics are already there in the game. There are missions in Legion where I have to drive a van full of documents across the city without any pursuit or opposition. It's boring as crap. I want rescues to be complicated, challenging, creative, and to cover more territory. Number 12. I hate to sound like a broken record, but more freaking car missions. This game already has designated drivers with driving skills, grenade launchers with the ability to shoot out of car windows, roads, ramps, tunnels, narrow passages, jumps. This writes itself. Watch Dogs 1 had numerous missions where chasing someone down and stopping them was the goal. There wasn't car hacking or courier missions, just a chase, a high-speed chase. Sometimes the antagonist backup joined in, and I had to deal with them too. And it wasn't over until all the bad guys were dead or unconscious. It was the best part of that game. Number 13. Quit correcting the camera while I'm reversing. This is simple for sake. While driving, I can pan the camera around to see 360 degrees. Left still for about a second and the driving camera will snap back to the rear of the car looking forward. It just makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the camera doing the same thing while I'm reversing. If I spin the camera 180 degrees and drive in reverse, the last thing I want is for the camera to snap back to the forward view while I'm still reversing. The only way to keep the camera looking back is to constantly be moving it. This is one of those things where I have to ask, how did you screw this up? Number 14. Mix up the skills some more. I love recruiting NPCs. I love their various skill sets. But some skill sets keep coming up repeatedly, like cloak, Albion access, gas immunity, shotgun. But this type will never be able to use a rifle. Rifle, motorcycle, physically fit, but this type will never have a tranq rifle. Hackers are fun to play, but you never find one that can use heavy weapons. I'm just saying, mix it up some more. Let 10% of the population be completely random. Like a person with a silent pistol, an Oscuro Ultra 8, a smoke grenade, and shock hack. Just let weird combos auto-generate and happen. Number 15. Let summon cars come to me. This just seems obvious. If I'm using a character who owns a vehicle, I can summon it, and it may spawn next to me or around the corner, and then I have to go fetch it. I assume pre-established spawn points are involved, but what it won't do is spawn around the corner and then drive up to me. In a version of London where half the cars are running around on autopilot, I have to fetch my car, or have it materialize over my head. Auto-driving cars is already a mechanic. Why aren't they just driving up to me? Number 16. Make motorcycles and stairs and curbs get along. Okay, this one's kind of a glitch, but it's really consistent. Motorcycles need to handle stairs better.
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Fix it.
Fix it!
Number 17. Let me reorder my crew. Let me group all my gun specialists, and my car owners, and my uniformed access people. Or just people wearing yellow. Just let me move my people around. Or, number 18. Let me isolate team members by skill. If I want to play a character with melee fighting skills, don't make me search through all of them. Let me push a button that filters operatives who own a vehicle, own a gun, have driving skills, have high hit points, have police access, have Clan Kelly access. Make that a thing. Number 19. Put a swap button on the primary and secondary weapon slots. If I want to use these two weapons, but I want the silent shock pistol in slot 1 because that's the hotkey I'm used to using, don't make me do this juggling act. Just give me a swap button. Number 20. Let the radio access my music libraries. I thought the music in Watch Dogs Legion was the best of the 3 games. It had the most songs I liked and the least that annoyed me. But after a while I got tired of all of them. Why not let the radio access iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, or YouTube Music, or whatever? Just let it play or pause my music in the background. Can we make that a thing? Okay, I'm done. 20 features or fixes in Watch Dogs Legion, which in most cases are almost already there. Do you think they'll make a Watch Dogs 4? I sure hope so, because despite this list of 20, I still had a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.